Tender Bar stars Tye Sheridan as JR, who grows up on Long Island seeking out father figures among the patrons at his uncle's bar. Based on the 2005 memoir of the same name, this is directed by George Clooney, and while his directorial efforts have mainly seen him take on comedies or darker dramas, this sees him venture into coming-of-age drama territory. It's a genre that can be a bit hit and miss for me, to be honest. There are some that, if they hit all the right notes, I love them, but if they miss the mark, I tend to find them a bit too grating for their overly sentimental tone. And this is about somewhere in the middle for me, but leaning a bit more towards positive. It's a film that's mainly reliant on its performances, and while Ben Affleck is the one with top billing, I'd say this is mainly Tye Sheridan's story, and he's not bad here. I found there to be some instances where he seemed lacking in charisma, but his chemistry with most of the cast was fine enough. Plus, I like this arc where, even though he was mainly raised by his uncle, played by Affleck, and having a father figure in his grandfather as well, played by Christopher Lloyd, he still can't fully shake off wanting to get to know his father, who was a well-known radio host that seems to have abandoned him. And when it needs to get into some of this heavier material, I think Sheridan did a mostly solid job. Some stuff still felt a tad wooden here and there during these more laid-back moments, but I'd say he was fine for the most part. Now, Ben Affleck is where this movie really shines through, though, getting to charm his way through every scene as he teaches JR from when he's a young boy, played by Daniel Ranieri, all these life lessons. He's a cool guy, he's got a big heart, but he knows how to shoot straight, and his general demeanor even leads to a few humorous moments thrown in there. Honestly, it's a role that's been seen countless times before, but Affleck manages to make something out of it, and he holds a lot of this together. Though I will say everyone was fine all around, with Ranieri, Lloyd, as well as Lily Rabe as JR's mother, all doing solid jobs as well. And the charms of the cast make this all passable, but it's also not what I'd call a must-see, basically because it's a story we've seen in plenty of other movies. I understand that it's also based on a true story, but it's still not presented in a way that I'd say is anything truly unique. It's still filled with overly sentimental music, a lot of cliches like quirky encounters JR has while growing up, recurring exchanges that feel fitting for a book but not so much for a movie, like characters constantly questioning the meaning of JR's name, as well as excessive narration from an older JR, voiced by Ron Livingston, that moves things along for us. And it feels so by the numbers in the way it heavily relies on such tropes. Now, there's a likability to all these characters that certainly helps, and if you like coming-of-age dramas, you might enjoy this, but otherwise this feels like something we've seen countless times before. And it makes the Tender Bar overall an okay time. It's got a charm to it, especially due to the talents of all the cast, especially Ben Affleck, and I'd call it a bit of an improvement over Clooney's previous directorial outing, The Midnight Sky, but it relies too much on tropes and cliches we've seen countless times before. And if you're someone who likes these movies, that might not be that big of a deal. But because it doesn't do too much to stand out from all these other coming-of-age dramas, I'd say proceed with caution if you're not completely into these. The Tender Bar gets a 6 out of 10. So let me know, did you see The Tender Bar, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Was this one of your favorite George Clooney directed movies? Was it one of your favorite Tye Sheridan movies? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.